Okay, so let's go here. Mm, We're finishing models of necessity. Let me see here. Oh, here, models of necessity. Okay, so, we needed to work on this, didn't we?
I think we didn't. Just let
Did
me.
we finish all of them?
No, in fact, there was like kind of like a confusion with C3 and
Oh,
C4,
yes.
but
You're totally right. Okay, so we need to see the models, participle, and then we're gonna see present perfect continuous.
yes, exactly. Present
Okay,
perfect.
yes, exactly. Okay, let's hear.
Hi. You know, I hate to work out, but I've got to do it to stay healthy. In fact, I really must get back to the health club soon. Have got to and must are modals of necessity, and today our schedule says we have to talk about them. So let's start.
Okay, can you please read?
Sure. So one, we use have to plus the base form of the verb to talk about necessity, things people need to do. Nick, I have to leave. Notice that there is no contraction for have to. We do not say have to leave. We also use have got to plus the base form of the verb to talk about necessity. Have got to often expresses strong feelings. Nick, I'm going to talk to the coach. I've got I've got to make sure he believes me. We usually use the contraction for have got to. I have got to speak to Talia.
Okay, continue, please.
Two, we can also use most plus the base form of the verb to talk about necessity. Most is stronger than have to and have got to. Nick, I must prove that I'm innocent. We often use must to write or talk about rules. Athletes must wear special shoes for running. Three, we use don't have to or doesn't have to talk about things that are not necessary to do. Nick, I don't have to speak to you. I'll give my story to do that other reporter. This means that it isn't necessary for Nick to speak to Talia. He has another choice.
Great, continue.
4. We use must not or cannot to talk about things that are prohibited. This means that they are not allowed. They are against the rules or against the law. Athletes must not accept bribes. It's against the law. This means that athletes can accept bribes. We do not usually use contractions for must not, but we often use the contraction can or cannot. 5. When we ask questions about necessity, we usually use have to when we don't usually use most or have got to. Does Talia have to work late tonight?
Great. Number 6.
6. We use must and have got to only for present and future necessity. For all other tenses and forms, we use a form of have to. Talia has had to work late every night this week. Present perfect. She had to work late last night. She had to work late last week too. Present perfect. She doesn't want to have to work late again. After infinitive with to.
Great. Okay, so let's continue here. We use have to plus the base form of the verb to talk about necessity. Things that you need to do. Like, I have I have to go. I have to read. I have to do the homework. I have to call him. There's no contractions for this. You can't say I've to. Okay, but you can also use I have got to. This expresses strong feelings. I've got to go. Here you normally use the contraction, okay, for have, or I got to do the homework, or I've got to call him. Okay, so this is stronger than this. Is there any question maybe?
For the moment, no questions, teacher.
Okay, great. So you can also use must, but must is even stronger. Like I must go. So I must go is stronger than I got to go, and I've got to go stronger than I have to go. Or I must do the homework, or I must call him. So must is stronger than these two. And we use must when we write and talk about rules. Like, I don't know. You must turn off your cell phone while during takeoff. Okay, so here, this is like a rule when you fly in a plane that you must turn off your cell phone during takeoff. You use don't have to or doesn't have to talk about things that are not necessary to do. Okay, so in this case, I don't have to go means that I'm not obligated to go. Or I don't have to do the homework. Sorry, here. Means that I'm not obligated to do it. Maybe it's optional. I don't have to call him again the same meaning. You're not obligated to do that. Not necessary to do. However, when you use must not or cannot or can, that means that it's prohibited. Like I can't go, or I must not go, or I can't do the homework, or I must not do the homework, or I can't call him, or I must not call him. So when you say I can't go, that means that you not only that it's prohibited, it's not allowed for you to go. Or I can do it's prohibited to do the homework. Because we're not talking about your ability. Okay. So this maybe is not a good example. But anyways, I can't call him in a sense means that you're not allowed to call him. Maybe there's a restriction order, or I must not call him again, the same meaning. Okay, so you're not allowed to do certain things. We can't or must not. I don't know if there's any questions with 2, 3, or 4.
Yes, I have a question, teacher. In the scale of like power, which one is like more or less powerful?
Positive or negative? Affirmative or negative?
In both cases.
Both cases. Okay. So of course, must is the most powerful in affirmative. I got to go, a little bit less powerful, and have to go. That's a little bit less powerful than I got to. And in terms of uh, must not or cannot, they're at the same level in terms of prohibition, right? Must not and cannot, they're on the same level.
Okay, teacher.
Maybe cannot is a little bit stronger, but just a very, very like the difference is so subtle that both are very strong, to be honest. Okay,
Perfect.
any other question?
No, teacher, no more questions.
Okay, great. So, when we ask questions about necessity, we usually use have to. Do I have to go? Do we have to do the homework? Do you have to go there? Do you have to call him? So we use have to for questions. And we use must or have got to only for present and future necessity. For all others, we use have to. Like the present perfect. Talia has had to work late every night this week. Talia has uh had to, I don't know. Talia has had to go to the gym every night this week. Okay, so or has had to go to the store, let's say. Every week this night. So here you're talking about the present perfect tense. You can't say Ali to has had got to or Talia has must. No, it's impossible. So for different tenses that are not present or future, you need to use have to. Like simple past. I had to call you. You can't say I had got to call you. This is wrong. Or I must. I don't know. How would you say the past of must? It's impossible if you're talking about an obligation here. Because if you say I must have called you, that's very different. It's a very different meaning. Or after infinitive with to, she doesn't want to have to work late again. Is there any question maybe?
No, teacher, it's clear.
Okay, great. Let's move on. We're gonna do participial adjectives now.
Hi. Today we're going to talk about a very interesting grammar point, participial adjectives. Are you interested in finding out more about them? Well, I'm very pleased to be able to tell you about them.
Can you please read?
Okay, 1. Participle adjectives end in ed and ing. They usually describe feelings or reactions. We use ed adjectives to talk about how someone feels. Talia, I am so disappointed. Oh, I'm so depressed. 3. We use
Can you
ing adjectives to talk about someone or something that causes a feeling or reaction. Talia, I went to class last night. It was really interesting. In the example, the class was interesting. As a result, Talia was interested. Talia, this is amazing. In the example, Talia is talking about Nick's story. The story is amazing. As a result, Talia feels amazed.
Okay, great. Can you repeat the pronunciation of well, we're gonna listen
Okay,
first.
interested, I guess.
Yes, let's listen.
Interested.
Not interested. It's interested.
Interested, yes.
Okay, so
Thank you.
let's see. Participial adjectives, basically, you have two types. You have ed and you have ing. They describe feelings, ed, feelings, or ing, reactions. Okay, so here, I was really bored during the flight. This is a feeling. I felt bored during the flight. Compare that to this. It was such a boring flight. Reaction. Okay, so here, the flight causes a reaction, right? What's the reaction? That everybody feels bored. So it was a boring flight because it causes a reaction. That's why it has an ing. And everybody reacted feeling bored, right? It was a boring flight and I was really bored. So the first one is the ed adjective, and this is the ing adjective. Let's do another one. She's interested in history. This is a feeling. She feels interested in history. But let's talk about a reaction. What causes a reaction? It was, I don't know. I read a really interesting book about history. Causes a reaction. Okay, I'm going to put this causes a reaction. I read a really interesting book. So the book was an interesting book, caused everybody to feel interested. Right? So this causes a reaction, the book, and everybody felt interested. I don't know if there's, well, any questions with these two sentences and, well, with the explanation maybe?
Is there a difference when we talk like with adjectives? For example, with the last example, if we are talking about a book, it could be like it was like a boring book to read or something like that.
A boring book?
Yes.
Yes,
So,
this is like, this causes a reaction.
okay, but we are
So
actually also describing like describing the book or not.
we're describing the book, yes. We're describing the
Okay,
book. So
perfect.
the ing describes like a noun, let's say, in this case a book, or in this case a flight. But this combination of adjective and noun causes a reaction, right? The boring flight causes everybody to feel bored. The interesting book causes everybody to feel interested. And a boring book also causes everybody to feel bored. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do this. John is frightened of spiders. Many people find spiders frightening. Okay, John's frightened of spiders. Many people find spiders frightening. So spiders are frightening. These now spiders It causes everybody to feel frightened. As John is frightened of spiders. So this causes a reaction. The spiders, right? They cause a reaction. They're hard, right? So they cause a reaction in everybody. Everybody feels frightened of spiders, or most of the people at least. So spiders cause everybody to feel frightened. I don't know if it's clear now with this example.
Yes, teacher, now it's okay. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Let's move on. Okay, we're gonna go to C4. Let's read. Can you please read?
Sure. So listening. Predict people's reactions to events. Listen for specific information about people's reactions. Listen for main ideas about relationships. Listen for specific advice in the speech about motivation. Speaking. Ask for clarification. Clarify. Grammar. Present perfect continuous with for and since. Phrasal verbs. Separable. Superlative adjectives. Pronunciation. Consonant clusters. Intonation showing surprise. Reading and vocabulary. Getting meaning from context. Understanding main ideas and details. Writing. Pre-writing technique. Filling a chart. Task. Write an expository paragraph. Skill. Give explanations using the expression it means.
Okay, any questions?
No, everything is okay, teacher.
Okay, great. Let's do the unit summary. Let's read, please.
Perfect. So, video listening. Watch the video and answer questions about the information and ideas. Learn more about body language and other cultural aspects of the video. Vocabulary. Learn the meanings and usage of these separable phrasal verbs. Clear up, dream up, figure out, hand in, kick out, leave out, let down, pass on, pull off, turn up. Speaking. Learn expressions you can use to ask for clarification. Are you saying that they made it look like a bribe? Clarify. Yes, that's what I mean. He took the money because. Grammar. Learn to express yourself using present perfect continuous with for and since. I've been working with Talia Santos for the past day or two. Phrasal verbs separable. Why don't you clear this whole thing up for me? Superlative adjectives. Next to you, he's our strongest player. Task listening. Listen to a coach's speech about motivating players. Put the slides in order. Pronunciation. Practice your pronunciation of consonant clusters. Bribe, clear, strongest. Intonation showing surprise. Badin and his sister. Reading. Read a magazine article about body language and lying. On the web. Research websites about body language. Write a paragraph about body language in English-speaking countries.
Great. Any questions, maybe?
Only with the phrasal verb. Dream up and pull off.
Okay, dream up is to basically plan or to invent. Okay, dream up is like invent, like to form, like to devise, invent something. Dream up. And what was the other one?
Pull off.
Okay, pull off basically means that when you're like when you want to like achieve something, like or fulfill, like he pulled off like a great match. Like here, let me Let me write down. He pulled off a great match. Or a great win, let's say. A great win. He pulled off a great win. That means in the match, let's say. That means that he achieved or he accomplished a great win in the match, right? That's the meaning of
Okay.
pull off. Also, pull off means that well, that's the main thing. Okay, that's the main thing. So I don't want to confuse you. Okay, any other?
Perfect. No, there are no others that I don't understand. Just if they are separable phrasal verbs, you can make it like pull a great win off.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Exactly, you're right.
perfect, teacher. Thank you.
So yes, he pulled a great win off. That's or he pulled it off. Yes. Exactly, you can do that.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, so let's move on here. We're gonna do the video listening. Nick arrives at the coach office. He wants to tell the coach. Can you please read from here?
Okay, then look at the picture of then when Nick
Oh,
arrives.
from Nick arrives.
Okay, Nick arrives at the coach's office. He wants to tell the coach what he's found out. Look at the picture. Predict. What do you think the coach says to Nick? I don't believe you. Why are you lying? I don't understand. What are you talking about? This is hard to believe. Do you have proof? I think it might be the third one.
Hey.
Oh, good, you're here. Coach, I've been trying to reach you since last night. This whole scandal is because of...
Look, Nick, we've been working together for 4 years now. You're my best player, and frankly, Nick, I feel like we're family.
Thanks, Coach. Me too, I feel the same way.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you've been having money problems.
No, I haven't. I haven't been having money problems. Those are all just rumors. Smear tactics, fake news. Trust me, Coach, I have not let you down.
Well, why don't you clear the whole thing up for me then?
I would love to. The truth is, it's Dean. I know it's him.
Dean. Our Dean? Dean Bishop.
Yes, Dean Bishop. And his sister is involved too. She secretly recorded a conversation I had with her. Then they doctored the audio file from the conversation. She pretended to be a VP for a shoe company. She offered me money for a fake endorsement.
You're saying they made it look like a bribe for sitting out the qualifying game?
Exactly.
But Dean and his sister, that's hard to believe. I mean, why would Dean do this to you?
You tell me. Ambition, jealousy, ruthlessness. Dean is a great player, but he's always been in my shadow. He wants you to kick me off the team so that he can be the star.
This is incredible. I hate to have to ask you, but do you have proof?
Not hard proof. Not yet. But I've been working with Talia Santos at Newsline. I'm hoping she can help.
I wish someone could help you. It may be too late. The Soccer Federation has been calling me for the past 2 days. They want to suspend you.
Suspend me? But what about Dean Bishop?
He's going to play in the qualifying match. Next to you, he is our strongest player.
Okay, so what was the answer here?
So it was actually, this is hard to believe, the third one that I said.
Yes, you were right. Exactly. Let's move on here. Can you please read?
Yes, so after Nick talks to the coach, he's walking down the stairs of the training facility. He runs into Dean. The following lines are in the conversation. Predict, which lines do you think Dean says? Is there anything I can do to help? You can tell coach what really happened. I know it's you. You've made up quite a story. I don't know what you're talking about. Mm. So it might be the last one. I don't know what you're talking about. And mm, maybe mm, you've
Let's
made
select
up
three. Let's select three.
three. Okay. Then you've made up quite a story.
Okay.
And maybe you can tell coach what really happened.
Okay. Can you repeat these words?
Says?
No. It's
says,
says without the Y. Forget about the Y.
Okay, then says.
Says. Exactly.
Says.
Says. Okay, let's listen.
Dean,
Nick, buddy, tough rap you're taking. Is there anything I can do to help?
yes, there is something you can do. You can tell Coach what really happened.
Excuse me?
You know, this scheme of yours, making your sister a fake executive, offering me this deal.
What are you talking about?
How you and your so talented sister have been plotting for how long now?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, really? The two of you dreamed up that fake endorsement. That must have taken a lot of planning. I'm impressed. I didn't know you were that smart.
You're talking crazy now.
It was you, Dean. I know it was you. I guess you didn't expect me to figure it out. I'm shocked you would go this far.
Wow, Nick, you've made up quite a story there. In fact, that's one of the zaniest stories I've ever heard.
I don't know how you pulled this all off. How you produced that audio file, but I do know it was you and your sister.
Yeah? This is so typical of you. Always so sure of yourself. Always the star. Well, not such a star now, are you? Hat trick Nick.
I know what you did.
Oh, you think you know. But let's see you prove it.
Okay, so what was the answer here?
Then, so at the beginning, he says, is there anything I can do to help? Then, you've made up quite a story. And also, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, those three. Great job. Okay, let's work on this. And we're gonna work on this as well that we just saw.
Okay.
Okay, so please tell me when you're finished. Hold on, I'm gonna assign them to you. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Teacher, I finished the tasks.
Okay, let's review them. Great, great. Great job. Great job. Okay, let's continue. I hope we can finish this. Okay, present perfect continuous. Let's listen, please.
Welcome back. You know, I've been teaching grammar for 8 years. That's a long time. What about you? How long have you been studying English? Have been teaching and have been studying are examples of the present perfect continuous. Let's take a look at this form.
Can you please read?
Sure. So grammar present perfect continuous for sense. 1. We use the present perfect continuous to talk about something that began in the past and is still happening. Coach, the soccer federation has been calling me for the past 2 days. This means that the federation started calling the coach 2 days ago and that they are still calling him.
Okay, great. Number 2.
2. We form the present perfect continuous with have or has been plus the base form of the verb plus ing. I have been playing. She has been playing. Remember, in conversation, we often use contractions with pronouns and nouns. Coach, you have been having money problems. We also use contractions in negative statements with have not and has not. Nick really has not been having money problems.
Okay, number 3 and 4.
3. We often use the present perfect continuous with for plus a length of time. Some examples of length of time are 20 minutes, 4 years, and a long time. Coach, Nick, we've been working together for 4 years. This means that Nick and the coach started working together 4 years ago and that they are still working together. 4. We also use the present perfect continuous with since plus the point of time when the situation started. Some examples of point of time are 4:00 p.m., last night, 2001, and January. Nick, I've been trying to speak to you since last night. Coach. This means that Nick started trying to speak to his coach last night and that he is still trying.
5.
5. We ask questions with how long plus the present perfect continuous to find out the length of time something has been happening. Coach, how long have we been working together, Nick? Nick, 4 years.
Great. Okay. So here we use the present perfect continuous to talk about something that began in the past and is still happening. Okay, like, I don't know, the Soccer Federation has been calling me for the past 2 days. I've been studying for the TOEFL. For how long have you been studying for the TOEFL?
We are like kind of like a
2
month.
months?
Yes, 2
Or
months.
2 months, okay. Here you use present perfect continuous. That means have or its construction ing, German, and for or since. Or you can you can you can use for or since, or you also are able not to use those. Okay, so I have been studying for the TOEFL. You can say that without any for or since. Okay, can you please create 2 sentences with the past perfect continuous?
Okay, then let me think.
No problem.
Mm, I've been working on this project since 2023.
I've been working on this project since 2023. Great.
Another one could be I have trying to get a scholarship since 2024, since the January 2024
I've been trying
to get a scholarship
to get a scholarship.
for, let's say, 3 months, only to give an example.
3 months. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't put here. I'm sorry here. I have been,
Yes, I've been working.
Okay. Yes, you're right. Okay, so I've been trying to get a scholarship for 3 months. Great job. Okay. Is there any question with number 1, maybe?
No, I think it's cleared.
Okay, let's finish here. We're gonna finish in number 2. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna advance this and we're gonna have the test but in the middle of the class. Okay, tomorrow is Wednesday, yes.
Yes, which
And on
test?
we're gonna do this the C3. Okay, the C3 we're gonna do. And on Thursday, we're gonna have the whole day 2 tests. We're gonna do the C4 and the module test. Okay, so that you have enough time because this is gonna take you 20 minutes. That one's gonna take you 40, right?
Okay,
A
teacher,
little bit.
perfect. It's okay.
Okay, so that's let's finish, please. We're gonna do the poll. Then you can leave. Okay, see you.
Perfect.
We
So
don't
see you
have
soon.
classes on Thursday. We have classes only on Friday, right? So the test is gonna be on Friday.
Yes, exactly. But tomorrow we have classes, right?
Yes, we do have classes, but half of the class gonna be a test.
Okay, perfect, teacher.
Okay.
Then
See you.